Oh, that's slightly unpleasant. Hey guys, I'm Randy here. Welcome out to the range. Have I mentioned how very much I like and dislike 12 gauge? 12 gauge has the ability to be a one-shot, one-kill weapon. There are lots of discussions out there about the ability of 12 gauge to stop people. So let me answer. I'm going to give this to you from an intelligent standpoint. When I used to work for a body armor manufacturer many years ago, whenever we did demos, we always started, whenever you did a demo, you had a karate bob, you put karate bob out, and you took whatever body armor you were testing. And guys, you're going to love this one. NIJ06 armor is so good. You could put a two-way panel on the karate bob, and you could contact shot that thing. Some of them were flat-out contact shots, you know, like where the muzzle was touching, and basically it would touch and then back off just a skosh, because you can ruin the end of your muzzle. If you take your weapon and you place it against the target and you pull the trigger, you can accidentally ruin the muzzle of whatever weapon you've got. So don't go making full-on contact shots. But anyways, we would make the contact shot and then we'd back off just a little bit and shoot. And with all honesty, it would actually cause way more just blow-off damage. It would just really just take the cover and just really just shred it. But we would do 5.7 by 28 millimeter, 357 SIG, 9 millimeter, 40 cal, 45. And then we would do double-aught buck and slug. Slug was the last one. And the double-aught buck would usually take Bob and kind of make him do this and fall back. The slug would actually pick up karate Bob and kind of go, just sort of toss him back. That's how much energy 12 gauge has. And by the way, the vest would capture everything in the same spot repeatedly. So today's NIJ06 armor is superb. So anyways, before I move on, I should say this. We were testing level 2A. Basically armor, the way armor goes is 2A, 2, 3A. Those three are soft. 2A, 2, and 3A are soft armor. 3, which is this stuff that I've got on, level 3, whether it be polymer plates, boron carbide, and then of course you get up into like the 4, and then there's this kind of ethereal armor, which is sort of like loosely known as level 5. And ethereal armor is basically like if a government comes to you and says, we need a panel to stop a very specific round, something that's being worked on. So there's a lot of hush-hush nature with that kind of, that's why it's sort of known as ethereal armor. But anyways, 2A is really very capable, and 2A is ridiculously thin and very light. So if you're looking for great armor for just everyday carry, you know, everyday wear protection, 2A is more than enough. So anyways, when it comes to 12 gauge, when you've done those shoot demos like I have, and you've seen the energy that 12 gauge imparts on target, it's mind-numbing how much impact a 12 gauge actually has. Most especially when I'm shooting steel. I've shot so much steel over the years that I know that whenever I get like for example, if I shoot this steel plate behind me with a 7.5 inch AR-15, there's a certain frequency that I hear. If I shoot it with 9 mil, there's a certain frequency that I hear, a certain tone, the ding of the bell of the plate being hit. I can tell what the velocity is, you know, roughly. I can tell the velocity and I can tell the impact. But when you hit it with a 12 gauge, the tone that it makes, and also the target itself violently rocking back and forth and just flailing chunks of paint off that thing. By the way, that's a great way to clean your targets. You want to clean your targets efficiently? Get you know, like seven or 8 bird shot in your 12 gauge and just go at it, because I've basically taken years worth of paint. You're looking at naked steel right now. I've taken years worth of paint off of that target. The conversation of stopping power has nothing to do with handgun, nothing to do with a rifle. It's 12 gauge. It's always been 12 gauge and it will always be 12 gauge. 12 gauge has the ability to literally take chunks out of a person and stop them dead in their tracks. So that's where the term comes from. I'm fairly certain that that's where the term comes from 12 gauge. Dead in their tracks. By the way, guys, this used to be a 28-inch duck gun with the ribbed barrel, and we cut it down. I've got a video on this thing. And by the way, I call it the pig because of this angle right here. It's a 12 gauge that has impressed me. Every time I pull the trigger on this gun, it impresses me because of the power that it delivers. Once again, 9 mil. Okay, target didn't move much, did it? And here's 12 gauge. See that? That target actually rocked back briefly because the impact was so great. 12 gauge is an instantaneous fight ender. Even if the person's wearing body armor, the impact is so intense. Remember, guys, that an impact to the heart creates joules of energy. Joules are the measurements that are used when you're talking about disrupting the SA node, the sinoatrial node on the heart. And an impact to the chest can actually create an electrical impulse disruption in the SA node that can actually disrupt the ability of the heart to beat normally, which means even if you don't kill that person, and I generally hope you don't kill that person, I generally hope that you're able to pop that dude, knock him over because he's wearing armor, knock him over, and he starts retching on himself, and it gives you the ability to hightail. Because the taking of human life is something that should not be taken lightly. And unfortunately, what we're seeing in America right now is evil has taken over so deeply in America that there are people who are willing to kill people purely because of what they're wearing. That's a video for another day. As always, I thank you guys for watching. God bless you all. Get those guns out in practice. Have a good one.